Hi people, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I would like to talk about how as a self-development consumer and in all shape or form, how I don't have a burnout with it, how I keep it in a way that it's not overwhelming. I have learned that tricks from a YouTuber called Ali Abdal. If you're in a productivity, community on YouTube, you must know him. And he did a video, a summary video talking about a book called Building a Second Brick by Diego Forte. And in that video he was talking about how we are always consuming, and we think that our brain gonna keep and conserve all this information. And it was talking about how we have to use a second brain, which can be a note, a dark note on your laptop, or a notebook. I chose a notebook, so I have a notebook specific to what I've learned from productivity or self-development type of content, either book or podcast or YouTube videos. When I'm watching those kind of content, I always have that notebook nearby to know what I feel important or what I didn't already know, because usually we know all those type of information, but we just don't have somewhere we did put it and we like seal it. When you write down something, you just know it become part of you in a way. I think there's sciences, like scientific research from that, but I'm not an expert on that, so I'm not going to like with all that. Yeah, so that's that, because consuming all that type of information without doing anything, it's like overwhelming, because you feel like you should have, like, there is this type of tips and tricks to do that, and there is that, and there is that. So in that notebook, I kind of choose what resonates with me, like what's, what I feel like I can do and what I feel like will be best for me. And I noted in the notebook, and that's that line that I noted. I know that I will increment it in my routine for a week and see how it goes. And if I don't like it, then I don't like it and I will choose another one. So that's how I think we can decrease the overwhelming sensation with productivity and all that. The thing is, we have to try. If you are learning without trying, you will feel overwhelmed, because you'll feel like you know all those type of information and you are not doing anything with it. So that's that. You have to try and see what works, and because that person will present to you, for example, morning routine, that perfect morning routine for them. But if you don't try anything and if you don't see what works for you, you will think you are doing everything wrong, because everything's wrong, because you will think that they have the best, but they have the best for them. You don't know what's work for you, because some things can work for them and it's not working for you. You you are not the same person, so you have to see, you have to try, you have to note what you have learned and stuff, because and I will show you my notebook. It's not even a fancy book to tell you, like a fancy notebook with all that. I will show you. So that's my notebook for everything, including everything that I've learned and everything. And on the cover, I have something I learned from podcast of Jay Shetty from Edmie. a book that is called like One More, and that say one more step, one more day, 1% more, one more. So that was my kind of, if I, the first thing I'm seeing picking up that book is like one more, okay, 1% more, one, let's go one more day. And if I'm losing motivation, and if I'm losing, I'm feeling a little bit of non-motivation in a way, because I know motivation is not the way, but discipline. But if I'm feeling the day off, I'm feeling a little bit not wanting to do, and I'm seeing that, I'm like, okay, let's go for one more. That was my motivation in a way. And in that we have, let me see. Why can I say that we are? Oh, in that we have something that I've learned, EFT tapping. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, EFT tapping, like you can release trauma with EFT tapping. There's some point in your body that you can tap, and releasing those trapped energy in your body, in other way, trauma. And I have things that I learned from reading. For example, at that time, I was reading The Power of Now, and I wrote down, be present and appreciate the moment and not abandon it for one that doesn't exist yet. So that's those kind of phrases or those type of thought that come into my mind when I'm reading or when I'm seeing something. Sometimes it's from the book, but sometimes it's from my own thought that I wrote down. There's plenty of that. And here we have SATs, state akin to sleep. I think that's how to say it. And I have deep meditation tips. I have a lot of things that I've learned that I can go back and see, and kind of see what I've not see what I've learned, but if I have something that I forgot that I know, and I know that that's my routine, that's my habit, that if I learn something, I put it here, I can go back and see and look. Sometimes I do forget that I put things in that book, and I'm like, oh, I did put that. Interesting. So yeah, I even have a section called thoughts, when I have those kind of overwhelming sensation, and the first thing that is near me, because it's always in my purse or my backpack or on my desk, so it's always nearby. So I have only to note and release that energy and go by my day. And for example, that I was trying to find a perfect routine that worked for me, and I kind of put it here. So those kind of notebooks, because I'm more like a writing person, so you can do it on your phone, on notes, the notes app on iPhone, but I'm more like a physical touchy person, so I use a notebook. So that's why we call it a second brain. So they don't have to stay, and I don't have to remember it all the time in my brain. So I just put it in that notebook, and I know it's there, and anytime I want it, I can go and just look for it. And because I do it by title, and I know what the paragraph or pages talk about, so yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about that, because I had a time that I was really, really, really overwhelmed by all those new information, and I didn't know how to process them, and how to, I feel like I was learning, but I wasn't putting it into, I wasn't working with it, I wasn't doing anything, so I feel overwhelmed. But I let you know that you kind of have a way to release, because I find that writing down something is kind of releasing it. So you have a way to free space in your brain and find a new way to put it. So yeah, I hope that video did help you, and that you have learned something new. It's a little bit hot today. I'm hot. Let's not do that. So yeah, I hope that that video did help you, that you learned something new. Know that I love you and that you matter. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment anything. Feel free. And see you on the next one. Bye bye.